Hello everybody, Sneaky Chiefy here, back with Game 2 in Hera's Colosseum between Mr. Monty in blue versus Alonko in red. This is Hidden Cup 4 style tournament, so this particular map is Team Islands, but Hidden Cup 4 version of Team Islands. There's a few changes, I believe, that I can walk through with you here in a moment, but basically it's a Team Islands matchup, and this is going to be interesting because I've never watched Mr. Monty on Team Islands before, so it'll be interesting to see what approach he takes. He's a very careful player. He makes the push, certainly he's aggressive, but only when the moment is right. I don't see him go YOLO. I don't see him do anything too wacky, so I categorize him more on sticking to the meta, if you will, being very methodical with his pushes. And it makes it interesting. So then the question is, does he go straight into controlling the water and slowly dominating the enemy player with water control, or does he go for something a bit more aggressive and attempt a landing? Mr. Monty's playing as Saracens, and again he's up against Alonko, who's playing as the Italians. So both technically naval civs. Saracens galleys attack faster, so that's the bonus they get. I mean, in addition to foot archers doing damage to buildings, and their market costs are cheaper. They also have faster attacking galleys, which makes them viable on Team Islands. The Italians, also known as a naval civ, because their dock technologies are cheaper, as are their universities. Their fishing ships are cheaper as well. They also have cheaper, civ costs, or age. So up to the next age is cheaper. So they could go faster to castle, for example, certainly cheaper for Imperial Age, which makes them an interesting civ for that choice too. Their gunpowder units are also cheaper as the Italians, so I don't think that'll come into play too much. But I wouldn't be too surprised if Mr. Monty attempts a landing. The other thing I think is Saracens have beefier or stronger transport ships, so they have more hit points. They can also carry more, the transport ships can, so there is a potential to use that. I'm wondering too, when each player goes fish, I'm seeing neither go for the docks immediately, which is a bit different. Typically, when I've been watching a lot of Hidden Cup, and when the other players play islands, you see them go dock almost immediately. Looks like this guy's thinking about it right here. So they'll build a dock and they'll put more to wood off the bat. Start building fishing ships. And this is a good spot for the dock too. And what they call a back dock in this case, more safer, more conservative, and almost guaranteeing that you're going to get the resources, in this case the fish, without being harassed. And then the more aggressive front dock, which we see Red doing, gives you more map control to protect against landings and conduct some of your own. And it's easier to command the middle of the map, which is obviously important, but a bit riskier too. So if he loses the water in this case, it's tougher to get back into it, get back a foothold. And I mentioned that Hidden Cup 4 Team Islands is a bit different. The only difference I know of is the middle. These are very specifically designed islands. There's always one gold and one stone on one island with one relic, and this island here with the relic is usually too small to place any kind of castle on. The other island is big enough for a castle, and there's one gold. There's also 3 archery ranges, rubble of archery ranges, which you'll have to hit up T90 if you want to hear the story behind why those archery ranges are on that island, but you can tell it better than I can, I'd imagine. So, fishing ships coming out from both players. It'll be interesting to see if they go for fire ships or galleys. I'd imagine for the Saracens player, he's going to want to take advantage of his bonus, and he'll go galleys. Might mix a fishing ship or 2 in there, or a fire ship or 2 in there as well. But the Italian player is going to take advantage of his cheaper fishing ships and build those, certainly. He'll probably go galleys himself to combat the Saracen player, but he may try to mass fire ships. I don't know. Alonko is the first to click up to Feudal Age, I noticed. He's collected both his boar while I was chit-chatting. He has not driven in his deer. He got 3 fishing ships out, as does Mr. Monty. Mr. Monty did drive his deer in, it looks like. I'm not finding them. Yeah, he did drive his deer in. He just clicked up to feudal age himself. And the Italian's clicking up at 23 pop, and a little sooner is probably because it's cheaper to research the next stage, like I said. So, Alonko taking advantage of that bonus. He's also built a second and already working on his 3rd dock. Mr. Monty's still working off the 1. And Alonko transitioning his villagers to mainly gold and wood, so he'll start to make fire galleys out of these 2 docks as expected. He's going to settle for 3 fishing ships for now. And keep in mind that the players don't know where their opponents are putting their docks. So, you know, it makes sense that the person in the back is not focused on military at the moment. They're safer back here. It'll take longer for the enemy to find these fishing ships. So there's no need to worry too much about that in the meantime. The other player, who went aggressive, is already thinking in putting out 3 fire galleys out of all of his docks. And he'll use these to start scouting. And he'll probably start making more fishing ships once he sees that Mr. Monty is not on a front dock himself. This is, again, all speculation on my part. But I think that's a fair assessment at this point. You can see these fire galleys starting to spread out, doing a big circle around Mr. Monty's coastline, either side. Really efficient scouting on Alonko's part. And Mr. Monty, once he starts to see these fire galleys come out. Oh, look at this. Real fast castle. Attaboy, Mr. Monty. I like it. Oh, and transport ship. I love it. It's a bit risky on the back dock, but he's already thinking of going on a landing. And if he castle drops, I don't know, it could be really, really effective. He's about to get surrounded here, and this transport ship will be found out. Though it does have 200 HP, this is going to be really interesting. And he's only got 1 dock. So Mr. Monty's going to look to scramble and build a 2nd dock as soon as he can. He sees a fire ship, he turns the transport right around, but he's got 2 more coming from the other side. Oh, look at this. Using the fish as bait. Is he going to drop these guys off? No, he puts the scout in. Oh boy, a little cat and mouse game going on. So now Mr. Monty's using the fishing ships to distract the fire ship away from his landing. I love it. Oh, this is so good. And we'll take a look at what Red sees. He's only got 1 army over here. All his other fire galleys are just swarming, and he's going so heavy into Navy. Meanwhile, Mr. Monty's over here dropping off, and he'll probably build... he's going to build a stable with these villagers, I think. Although he's abusing the market as well. Selling a stone for gold. He's gonna need to build a barracks first, though. He doesn't even have a barracks at home. Red does not see this. There's the barracks. But he does have a scout nearby. Oh, I love it. This is Team Islands is so intense. Meanwhile, I mean, Mr. Monty almost had no intention on going Navy. I'm guessing. Otherwise, he would have built more than 1 dock. I mean, just 1 dock, a couple fishing ships to get you to castle age quickly, and then a landing. And there's the stable, so he'll start pumping knights out. He doesn't see anyone on gold yet, so no castle. Red still has no idea that this is here. Now he's using the fishing ship to distract the scout. So funny! Good play, Mr. Monty. Good play. More fishing ships have been built in the meantime by Alonko, who's kind of, I bet, scratching his head like, okay, I built 10 fire galleys. That's a lot of gold spent. And Mr. Monty's just like, you know what? You can have the water. I'm already on your island. See if Red sees this. I don't think he will. Even like the line of sight isn't big enough. So Red's looking for more docks to attack. Not finding any. He might start wondering if he's already been landed on. I don't think he's even seen, because right here is the transport ship. He hasn't scouted that out either, so he doesn't know that a transport has happened. He may think that he killed the only dock before any transport ship was made. What a sneaky, sneaky play. Siege Workshop, and now he sees it. That might have been a bit too aggressive. Red will see this Siege Workshop. And now the scout sees these, and Mr. Monty will know that he's been spotted. So Mr. Monty knows he's been spotted. He just dumps his knights out, trying to maximize the element of surprise. Red gets a good reaction, starts garrisoning his villagers, but this is he's got a barracks, so he can start making spearmen. But Red's in a tough spot. That monk could grab that relic even. All of the military, I mean, if you look, it's like 8-13 in Alonko's favor on military units, but they're all Navy units. There's nothing on the land. He hasn't even started making spearmen. He's going to do a stable of his own and a monastery to do the monk defense against these knights, which is the right call, but I don't know, it's a little too late. The Meganel's already taking down the TC. It's a sneaky, sneaky landing from Mr. Monty. Scout rushes in, try to take out the Mangonel. Gets converted by the two monks. Double monk conversion on that scout. Which was the only military that Red had on his island. So Knight's coming out now, but oh boy. It's tough because Alonko does have the food eco to make more Knights. Not really the gold though. Got the food eco from all those ships. Alonko will need to make a landing of his own if he wants to put a bit more pressure back. His TC's already at half health. I mean, Alonko doesn't really know what to do at this point, I'd imagine. It doesn't look like he does because there's no spearmen coming out. It's just scouts. Oh boy. Good job, Mr. Monty, with this landing. I mean, he's repairing his TC, Alonko is. It all came down to how do I sneak my transport ship out of the back of my island without getting seen? Because he was completely surrounded by those fire ships, and he used his fishing ships as a distraction. Oh, that's so epic. Second Mangonel out on the field now. Monks playing defense for these Mangonel, but the scouts are a good call from Alonko. Put scouts out specifically because that's the monk counter. And snipes one of the Mangonels, but there's another one right where that one came from. Now using monks of his own as defense. It's a good call. Forcing Mr. Monty's army back. Monty may look to send his two villagers to repair this. That's risky too, because if he loses those two, then that's all he has on the enemy island. But Alonko clearly on the back foot, without a doubt. He can't take wood either, so he's having to build another lumber camp over here. And all this army, all these fire ships, completely useless. Monty doesn't even care. You can have the water. Yeah, he does repair his Mangonel, which is good. Sends his knights around the back to take this gold, which is good. Alonko doing everything he can with the monk defense, which is the right thing to do, but he's just too many knights. Now he's sending villagers forward to try to kill this Mangonel. Desperation, dude. What else can he do at that point? Oh, he gets a conversion. That's huge. That is huge. And this will be GG. Wow! What a game for Mr. Monty. So good. Oh, man. One dock, 4 fishing ships, fished out this little corner, one transport ship, snuck it around with 2 villagers and a scout, and then, boom, out of nowhere. It's all you need to win on Team Islands, folks. I mean, Alonko is going to be scratching his head on that one. Like, how did he get over there? I killed his one dock. He'll watch the replay and he'll just be like, no, I can't believe it. I got distracted by the 4 fishing ships, the sacrificial navy. Oh, man. Well, that's it for this little round in Hera's Colosseum. Mr. Monty beats Alonko. We have a couple more videos from this particular Hidden Cup 4 inspired tournament that Mr. Monty is playing in that I hope you will enjoy watching those as well. Maybe we'll see a couple, some of the other new maps that Hidden Cup 4 has brought to the community. This is Sneaky Chiefy. Thanks again for watching. I hope you have a good one.